In modern times, most people have heard the hypothesis. 65 million years ago, an asteroid impact led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. But fewer know that the person who proposed this idea also envisioned another extraordinary theory. Dinosaurs might have developed a civilization. This theory was proposed by Dale Allen Russell, born in 1937, one of the most outstanding paleontologists of the 20th century. Russell's fascination with paleontology began in his youth. At 27, he earned his PhD and began working at the Canadian Museum of Nature, where he eventually became a curator. 4 years into his tenure as curator, in 1969, Russell proposed his intriguing Dinosauroid hypothesis. That year, Russell analyzed a newly discovered Troodon skeleton. Although Troodon fossils had been found as early as the 1920s, this was the first time a more complete skeleton was reconstructed. During this process, Russell noticed something astonishing. Troodon's cranial cavity was much larger than expected. In fact, Russell estimated that its brain volume was about 7 times that of a modern alligator of the same body mass. This suggested a level of intelligence far beyond what was previously imagined for dinosaurs. This discovery led Russell to ponder what might have happened if dinosaurs hadn't gone extinct 65 million years ago. Imagine a small group of highly intelligent dinosaurs surviving the asteroid impact, continuing to evolve, learning to use tools, and even developing advanced technology. Russell dedicated a significant amount of time to this idea, and in 1982, he publicly introduced his famous Dinosauroid thought experiment. In this experiment, he envisioned an evolutionary path starting with Troodon, leading to a humanoid species with large brains. These dinosauroids would have forward-facing eyes, walk upright like humans, and possess 3 dexterous fingers capable of making and using tools. They would give live birth, aiding the development of their skulls. These dinosauroids might not have teeth, but would have beak-like mouths and might communicate with bird-like calls. Russell called these creatures Dinosauroids, or simply dinosaur people. He even commissioned a life-sized model to be built. Russell's theory sparked a global sensation, igniting intense discussions in both scientific circles and popular culture. Many began to question if such an evolutionary process was possible. If dinosaurs hadn't gone extinct, could dinosauroids have evolved? And if so, would humans exist? However, many overlooked a chilling aspect. While dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago, they had already existed for 165 million years. If, as Russell suggested, dinosaurs could evolve into intelligent beings within 65 million years post-extinction, it's plausible they could have done so within their 165 million year reign. In other words, during humanity's brief 300,000-year evolution, we transformed from tree-dwelling primates to smartphone-using beings. Dinosaurs existed for a period about 500 times longer. Unless human evolution was driven by some unknown, extraordinary factor, it's possible that numerous species could have evolved intelligence and even civilizations during the dinosaurs' reign. Does this mean Darwin's theory of evolution is flawed? Or is evolution driven by factors we struggle to understand? Perhaps we haven't found remnants of a dinosaur civilization because the question isn't what would have happened if dinosaurs hadn't gone extinct, but what might have happened before they did. Searching for prehistoric civilizations. In 2017, astrophysicist Adam Frank proposed a groundbreaking idea. He suggested that if human development follows a universal pattern, other planets with intelligent life might have gone through industrial civilizations and possibly triggered global warming. In other words, finding evidence of rapid warming on other planets could be the first step in identifying intelligent life. To explore this, Frank collaborated with NASA and its Goddard Institute for Space Studies, GISS. GISS Director Gavin Schmidt posed a mind-expanding question. How do you know we're the only civilization to have arisen on this planet? This revelation led Frank to consider that complex life has existed on Earth for about 400 million years, while modern humans have been around for only 300,000 years, with advanced industrial civilization emerging in the last 300 years. In other words, there has been ample time for one or more advanced civilizations to rise and fall before humans. Schmidt suggested applying Frank's method of using climate evidence to find extraterrestrial civilizations to our own planet. If this principle applies to the universe, Earth itself might have experienced multiple cycles of civilization. Many people have sought evidence of ancient, technologically advanced civilizations predating human history. Discovering ancient cities, buildings, or artifacts millions of years old could rewrite Earth's history. However, it's not that simple. Researchers face a significant challenge. Earth's geological record only goes back about 2.6 million years to the Quaternary period. Earlier records are fragmented and difficult to interpret, making it hard to find evidence of ancient cities, roads, or cultures. Even if advanced civilizations existed millions of years ago, their evidence might have long since been recycled into Earth's primal materials. What about fossils? Some might argue that if dinosaur fossils exist, shouldn't traces of ancient civilizations? Consider that dinosaur fossils represent a tiny fraction of all life that existed. Despite dinosaurs' 165 million year existence, only a few thousand relatively complete fossil specimens have been found. Our civilization has existed for just 300,000 years. Millions of years from now, it might be just as challenging to find traces of human civilization. If an advanced civilization existed millions of years ago, evidence would likely come from global ecological changes, not fossils. Once a civilization reaches a planetary scale, it leaves lasting impacts on the planet's system, such as industrial civilization-induced global warming. Following this idea, Frank and Schmidt discovered possible evidence of ancient civilizations in Earth's deep past. The Silurian Hypothesis. The Silurian Hypothesis, introduced in 2018 by Frank and Schmidt in the International Journal of Astrobiology, detailed potential evidence of past advanced civilizations on Earth. This theory stirred significant debate in the scientific community. The first evidence is changes in nitrogen levels. Frank and Schmidt created a survival model based on human agriculture, which heavily relies on nitrogen fertilizers. Decomposing nitrogen would increase atmospheric nitrogen levels, detectable in Earth's sediments. Drastic historical nitrogen changes could indicate past advanced civilizations. The second evidence is plastic geological layers. In the past 75 years, humans have dumped massive amounts of plastic into oceans. Over time, these plastics degrade into tiny particles that settle on the seabed, forming a plastic layer. If similar plastic layers were buried deep underwater, it could signify an ancient civilization. The third evidence involves rare and radioactive elements. Modern electronics use rare earth elements extensively mined worldwide. Industrial processes have also produced non-natural chemicals and radioactive isotopes like plutonium-244, with an 80.8 million year half-life. If an ancient civilization used nuclear energy, its radioactive waste could be a marker. The fourth evidence is energy use and global warming. Frank and Schmidt's hypothesis posits that any advanced civilization would rely on energy. Since the mid-18th century, human fossil fuel use has raised global temperatures by about 0.85°C, expected to rise further. Fossil fuel burning alters the carbon isotope ratio in the atmosphere, potentially reflecting ancient industrial activities. After the Silurian hypothesis was published, evidence emerged of a mysterious warming period 55 million years ago, during the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, PETM. Earth's temperature rose 5 to 8 degrees Celsius for 200,000 years, with significant carbon emission changes lasting 20,000 to 50,000 years. Many marine species went extinct, while mammals and primates suddenly appeared in Europe and North America. These changes raise questions about potential ancient civilizations. Another coincidence comes from the British TV series Doctor Who, which features reptilian humanoids called Silurians, part of an advanced civilization from 55 million years ago. They retreated underground to avoid a planetary collision but remained in stasis due to a malfunction. This idea might have inspired the Silurian hypothesis. Some speculate that Frank and Schmidt may have found evidence of reptilian civilizations, but they've never confirmed this. If Russell's and Frank and Schmidt's theories hold, could these ancient civilizations have survived catastrophic events? Maybe they went underground like the Silurians, or developed interstellar travel to escape Earth. Have they ever returned? Reptilian beings and mythology. Currently, human civilization's recorded history dates back 6,000 to 10,000 years. During this time, numerous cultures worldwide have myths about intelligent reptilian beings, from ancient Egyptian and Sumerian sculptures to Greek and Oriental deities, Hindu traditions, Aztec lore, and even the serpent in the Bible's Adam and Eve story. Reptilian beings frequently appear in human myths. Could these stories be more than myths? Might these reptilian beings be remnants of an ancient, advanced civilization? These species might have existed millions of years before humans, awakening from stasis or returning from space. Perhaps they are Russell's Dinosauroids or Frank and Schmidt's Silurians. Some believe such reptilian beings still live underground, like in the Lacerata Files tales of advanced underground civilizations of dinosaur descendants. Whether true or not, the Silurian hypothesis opens our minds to these possibilities. It suggests that advanced, intelligent species might have evolved on Earth long before humans. If they faced catastrophic events or other challenges, it raises the question of how we might avoid a similar fate. From epic ascents to silent extinctions, we've always sought to prove we're not alone in the universe. But perhaps we should look more closely at our own planet. Maybe countless civilizations have risen and fallen before us, each pondering the same existential questions we do now.